The video that you are about to watch, unfortunately, is not a new video. I uploaded the original version of this video to my channel about 6 months ago. And unfortunately, it did not take off quite like I had hoped it would, particularly comparing it to the previous videos in the same series, which had all done very, very well, whether you loved it and you thought it was great or, it made you hate me forever. When I originally shot this video, I really, really enjoyed making it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and even if nobody else out there liked it, this one was really one of my favorites that I have done, just because I enjoyed making it so much. However, YouTube has made several changes to their algorithm here over the last 6 months or so, and one thing that they have taken away from creators is suggested views. It used to be that whenever you were watching a video, either when you're watching a video on your desktop, the top 4 videos right next to it, the top 4 suggested videos would have been videos from that same creator. If you're watching it on a mobile device, it would have been the 4 videos listed right below the video screen. However, YouTube has changed that to now suggest videos from other creators in order to increase overall watch time, and they say that they do this for the viewer. However, I think we can all figure out that the reason why they're doing that is to increase watch time, increase viewers' watch time, which enables YouTube to be able to put more ads in front of more viewers, essentially allowing YouTube to make more money. And essentially, it doesn't do anything to help anybody except YouTube. Also, part of this algorithm, and this is the part that I cannot figure out. Despite all the research that I've done, I've sent emails to all kinds of people, and despite my efforts, I cannot get a straight answer on this. What I think YouTube are doing are suppressing those channels that may have questionable or racy content, and for the most part, I try pretty hard to keep the content on my channel as PG as possible. Now, the original version of the video that you are about to see included a guitar called the Wancaster, and that is a guitar that may not exactly be in the PG territory. So I am wondering, because YouTube's AI is extremely intelligent, so I'm wondering if they did not, if YouTube's AI did not flag that video, and when it flags a video, my understanding is it will suppress the entire channel. And that is the video that is unfortunately dragging my channel down. To give you an idea, this past summer I was gaining somewhere between 60 and 100 subscribers a day, really without even breaking a sweat. Right now I am lucky to be gaining 4 or 5. I don't think anything about my content has changed too much. I think I have actually made some improvements with some upgraded recording equipment. Try to bring some new products. A few vendors have been gracious enough to send me some of their products to demo and to share with my viewership. And with the way that my channel is, unfortunately, basically tanking at the moment, I am relying strictly on my loyal viewership. And for those of you that have hung in there with me and continue to watch every video and leave comments and all that stuff, times like this, I am extremely grateful to have you at this point. More grateful than I've ever been, because really, without you, this thing may have died a long time ago. There at the beginning of the summer, I was expecting to be at 10,000 there by August at the latest, and unfortunately I just hit it there just a few weeks ago. And as I record this is the night before Thanksgiving of 2018, so about 3 months late. And again, due to the changes that YouTube has made to their algorithm, and I'm going to call them changes rather than improvements, because improvements would be for the betterment of everybody, and I don't see these improvements as being for the betterment of anybody but YouTube. But that said, this is not meant to be a video about anti-corporate America or anything like that. What I have done, and this pains me to do this because, as I mentioned, I really, really like the original version of this video, and it's got about 15,000 or so views on it, and I hate to take it down. But as I mentioned, despite my efforts of sending emails to YouTube and anybody else I can think to contact, I reached out to Daryl Eves, whose channel is dedicated specifically to helping other channels grow. He's like a gazillion times over YouTube certified. course, he's a very busy guy, and you know, I haven't been able to get a response out of anybody. So I'm merely taking a guess that taking down the original version of this video hopefully will boost the exposure of this channel back up, because quite frankly, I think we all benefit from more growth from this channel. You know, more growth, we hope will lead to, you know, attracting more vendors and bigger vendors, and being able to demo more current products, which has always been the primary purpose of this channel, of course, demoing guitar gear. So with that said, the countdown numbers of this video are going to jump around a bit. I do hope that you enjoyed this edited version, and I would certainly love to hear your thoughts on any of the things, either the video itself or, of course, any of the things that I have just discussed. Today here in the dungeon, we're talking about the 12 worst one-off guitars ever. Okay, by worst ever, I mean I did a Google search and I picked out the absolutely most ridiculous 12 guitars I could find, but seriously, these are bad. There's bad guitars, there's terrible guitars, and then there's guitars that prove to us that some of the people on this planet just do not think on the same wavelength as the rest of us. This is that list of guitars in no particular order. Let's get to it. Number 12. This Mermaid looking guitar thing may be about the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life to try to play. Not to mention the fact it's also insanely hideous. Can you imagine, you know, that dude, you know, as he's rocking out on stage, you know, what if you know, imagine if he starts feeling it, and you know, with the Mermaid's left arm all crooked up like that, you know, if he's on stage and starts feeling it and does one of these, and you know, and then gets poked in the eye by the Mermaid. The show goes on, I guess, but you know, what do you do? I want to see that part of the show. Number 11. To the folks at ESP, you know, I'm a native Texan and I love tacos as much as anybody else. But don't we think that this might be taking it a little bit too far? I got a pretty good idea who you built this for, and you know, that is the one artist I can think of that might actually be crazy enough to want to rock this thing out on tour or something, or even in a music video. But you know, in this case, I gotta put the craziness on the artist that actually requested this thing, because I mean, there's probably the one guy in the world, and that being the guy that owns it, that would be willing to be caught dead with this thing. This is a guitar you just gotta look at and just laugh. Number 10. This is a very, very confused luthier here. You know, is it an angel's wings thing? Is it a baby's foot thing? Are they a George Lynch fan? I don't know. I think maybe, who knows? Maybe, you know, somebody's got a weird, you know, maybe some crazed female fan out there's got a weird thing for George Lynch, and this was her tribute to wanting to have his baby or something. You know, that's got to be, that's it. That's got to be the inspiration behind it. The only thing that makes sense. Number 8. I don't even know what you call this thing. Where do you think the inspiration for this guitar came from? I bet you some dude is probably sitting around and saying, you know, God, what should I build a guitar out of today? You know, I want to build something that nobody's ever seen before. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. Yeah. Put a pickup there and a pickup there, and basically carve a fist out of the end of a 2x4, and you got this thing. There we go. That's how inspiration is born. Number 7. I am a big fan of ACDC, and have been for pretty much my entire life. Angus Young has been one of my biggest inspirations on learning to play the guitar. And if you've never seen ACDC play live, one of their most popular songs is a song called Whole Lotta Rosie. And at one time, and I think they still do this, when they play Whole Lotta Rosie, they've got this great big inflatable woman that comes down out, and hangs above the stage. And unfortunately, it was that stage set that I thought of that came to mind when I first saw this guitar. However, ACDC stage set is actually really, really cool. This is the most hideous thing I have ever seen, and even Angus Young would not be caught dead playing this monstrosity. Number 6. In my 40 years on this planet, I've seen a lot of creepy things in my day, but I don't think anything has ever been as creepy as this guitar. You have got to be a very, very deranged individual to wake up one day and decide that this is the guitar that you are going to build. Not only that, but once you finish building it, that you're going to use this dude in the sunglasses in front of what looks like an abandoned warehouse as a marketing photo for it. This is like the creepiest thing ever. Not only is it creepy, but it's a teenage girl mannequin that he's fondling, for lack of a better term. I mean, this guitar has to come with a panel van for its case. Seriously, who in their right mind would think this pedophile monstrosity is a good idea? Whoever it is that built this guitar, if you see this video, I strongly advise you do not leave a comment and identify yourself, because if you do, you are most likely going to be under very serious scrutiny from probably your local and national law enforcement. Just my advice. Number 5. Speaking of strange guitars that would need its own vehicle to carry it around, you're probably going to need to invest in a 1960s VW hippie van so that you can strap this thing down to the top of it. Somebody came up with the surfboard guitar, and it's definitely a little interesting, but surf guitar is a musical genre. It's not a physical surfboard converted into a guitar. Here's another one I'm not sure I'd want to be out rocking on stage for fear of serious bodily injury to me or one of my bandmates. And this thing's got to weigh a gazillion pounds. Number 4. Okay, I don't know if this thing is actually photoshopped or if somebody actually built this thing, but it looks like a PRS ripoff of some kind. Regardless if it's real or not, I love pointy guitars, but isn't this taking it just a little bit too far? Here's another one. Can you imagine if you're playing in like an 80s hair metal tribute band or something, and you're rocking out on stage and you get to doing one of these, and then that bottom horn goes and stabs you in the foot. You go, ah! Ow! Number 3. Number 2. Imagine you've got $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on you, and you're walking into a guitar shop with the intention of buying a custom shop Strat. You walk into Chicago Music Exchange, and there is an entire wall full of nothing but custom shop Strats, and you can afford any one of them that you want. And the one that you pick out is this. This guitar is apparently called the End of the Road Stratocaster. Apparently it was on display at a guitar show sometime in the last year or two, and reports are flying that despite the way it looks, it actually plays really, really well. Why bother? If you got the money to buy anything and you walk out of the shop with that, there is something seriously wrong with you. Number 1. I've never met Glenn Fricker. I don't know the man. I've never corresponded with him online or anything like that, but I do follow his channel, and because I do think he puts up some really good content, and I do agree with him most of the time. And he has admitted here in the past of saying that he built his channel making fun of bass players. Well, for any bass players out there that might take offense to some of Glenn's jokes and his comments, whichever one of you decided to rock out this thing are not doing much to support the cause. The musicians that Glenn describes in his videos as bass players, it would only take that kind of personality that would want to play something like this. Glenn, if this video is the only interaction that we ever have, you're welcome, because I got a feeling this video and this bass in particular are going to sell a lot of your t-shirts coming up. I'll see if I can get links to those t-shirts, by the way, and put them down below. You're welcome. I'll help out. There you have it. There are 12 of the most ridiculous instruments that I can find on the internet, specifically for our entertainment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell icon right next to the subscribe button, because I upload new videos to my channel every Wednesday and Saturday morning. And by hitting those two buttons, you will get alerts to when I upload new videos to this channel every Saturday morning, Wednesday and Saturday morning, that is. And you can be the first in line to watch the new content as it rolls out, again, on a weekly basis every Wednesday and Saturday morning. Normally, I post links to all of the gear discussed in my videos down in the description, but I don't think anybody's going to want to go check these out. But any other links that might be applicable to the content in this video will be posted down in the description, as well as various different means of communication, how you can communicate with me and how I can communicate with you. Last but not least, leave me a comment down below if you've seen anything more hideous than these. By God, share them. The world needs to see these things. These things make the world, I don't know if they make the world a better place, but they certainly do make for some good laughs. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. You know what? There are tons of young people out there that want to get involved in music and do not have the means to do so. If you are watching this video, most likely you're a musician, and many experienced musicians have tons of broken and unwanted gear lying around that they're not doing anything with. Please visit my friends at Share the Music on Facebook at the link below and learn how you and your unwanted gear can help change somebody's life.